20 countries, including Russia, taking part in the biggest ever submarine training exercise. They're working on procedures for rescuing trapped submarine crews. Russia was criticized 5 years ago when the entire crew of the Kursk submarine died in the Barents Sea. This pioneering exercise is being staged 20 miles off the Italian coast, and David Schuckman was granted special access to see how things worked.
When a submarine's in trouble, there aren't many ways out. Here, Dutch sailors rehearse the hazardous process of escape. There's a real point to this training to avoid the nightmare of underwater disaster. That's why the navies of 20 different countries have started a major exercise. They practice treating survivors. One of the men, shielded in a thermal suit, is Russian. It was the Russian Navy that lost more than 100 men on the Kursk 5 years ago. I asked Mikhail Zharov if the tragedy could happen again. No, he says.
No, I think this tragedy, no, repeated.
The loss of the Kursk was a terrible shock for the Russian Navy and for many others. Some lives could have been saved down there, and now submarine rescue is a major priority. This is one of the few systems that can do a rescue. It's the British LR-5. It was sent to help the Kursk, but back then the Russians refused to let it be used. Today its mission is to give another submarine the chance to practice a rescue. I joined the LR-5 for the descent to the sea bed. It's cramped and hot and claustrophobic.
Just starting to go down now.
That's reopened.
From the cockpit, the crew are searching for an Italian submarine. They have to steer very carefully through the murky waters, but then they spot it.
Target lies 454.
Yeah.
Coming around there, dead ahead of that. Coming on dead ahead of that.
Suddenly we see the submarine's conning tower and the star of the Italian Navy. Well, we're now pretty well close to the seabed, just on the top of the submarine that's lying there. And the crew here now are just preparing to make the connection, indeed to be able to open up the hatch so that if there was a real emergency, the submariners down below would be able to come up and join us here.
Hello! Hey! Hello!
The hatch is opened and we make contact with the Italians. It's a long way down. As I'm now about to enter the Italian submarine, last few steps. Buongiorno.
Welcome, Lord.
We only stay long enough to prove the system works and to hope it isn't needed. David Schuckman, BBC News, in the Mediterranean.